My next guest is going to be making his Contender Series debut coming up here September 14th against Brandon Lewis. It's Mo Miller back here on the program. Mo, how's it going, man?
What's up, James? Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you for joining me, man. Big opportunity here. I got to know, when did you find out? Because I know a lot of the Contender Series fighters, they do find out well in advance, and you got to keep it a secret.
I found out probably early June that
Nice.
I will be on,
And,
so I
and you
had a
kind of
little time.
figured this would happen, right? Just with your record and the last couple fights. Was this something you were expecting?
I was doing the Ultimate Fighter show, and then I got Corona, like right when I was about to fly out. So I didn't know this was in the plans. I was a little down, but I got the best manager, Jason House. So he kept working when we got that news, and I got this opportunity.
I did not know this at all, that you were selected on the show. So take me through that moment. You find out you got COVID. They won't let you in. I guess even with the 2 weeks, they still couldn't have. I guess because they have to film, right? They wouldn't have been able to accommodate.
They tried, so I do get a USC credit. They tried to get me on. So it was like I was supposed to fly out that Monday. I think I failed the test Friday, the previous Friday. So I just finished up a camp, ready to fly out, and yeah, they called me, told me I had corona. I was devastated, obviously, and so when I would have got there that Monday, it would have been a week of quarantine.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So timing wise, it wouldn't have really lined up with what they were trying to do, right? So
Maybe. And then the next Monday is when the show would have started. So they tried to get me to stay home during the quarantine week, and they just couldn't pull the strings last minute. So here we
interesting.
are.
Okay. Do you know who ended up replacing you? Did you ever find out?
Dude from Alpha Male.
Okay, gotcha. Can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I'll look that up after. But that's interesting. Yeah, it's just kind of one of those what ifs. So you're
Yeah.
out. So that's probably also why you didn't, because you haven't fought in a while. I figured it was because you figured Contender Series was next. But if you on the Ultimate Fighter, obviously that's what you were lining up for, and then obviously waiting for this opportunity too. So did you have other offers though? I imagine LFA or some of those other promotions were like, "Hey, are you available to fight?" But you're like, I'm good. I got this Contender Series thing.
Uh, Before the Ultimate Fighter, LFA was trying to match me again, but we told them we had that, and then after, I don't think they had any shows. I think they were doing that Brazil or wherever they went out the country. So I just waited a couple weeks, probably like 2 to 4 weeks, and Jason, he had the news.
Good stuff, man. Well, yeah, well deserved. Like I said, you're undefeated, taking on a fellow undefeated fighter in Brandon Lewis. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I think he's a tough fighter, forward fighter. Uh, I don't really know too much about him. I know he was coming off an injury, and maybe in like 2020, 2021 was his first fight back. I think February. Yeah, but just looking at him, I think he's a tough fighter, decent in every aspect of martial arts. But he didn't face nobody like me. Like nobody on his record is like me, so I think it'll be his toughest fight for sure.
And you mentioned LFA there. I mean, you fought good competition leading into this already. How much of an advantage is that? Because some people say like LFA is almost like Contender Series in a way, right?
Yeah, if you to look at it like that, I fought my last two fights were two good prospects, Mondo and Glover's protege. But I also had tough guys in the amateur. A lot of people don't face tough guys in the amateur. I faced a lot of my amateur fights were better than my pro fights.
Yeah. Well,
So I think I've been prepared.
training camp. Who have you mainly been working with leading into this fight?
Uh, since his name is Brandon Burr on my team, I think he's a similar style, pretty well rounded, just like that guy. But Brandon hits pretty hard. So I think he was a good look for this camp.
That's great. And Stipe in the gym, I imagine. I know he's obviously waiting to see what's next for him. Have you spoken to him at all?
I haven't spoken to him recently. He got a new baby, so he kind of
That's right.
living his life right now. I know he wants to get back in there. He hasn't really been in the gym, but this fight week, I'm sure I'll hear from him, give me a little advice. But yeah, I haven't really heard from Stipe.
And you were telling me off air the weight cut, or mentioning that the weight cut obviously is going to start soon. So how's the weight going right now? Because I know it's more closer to fight time type thing.
The weight is good right now, right kind of where I normally am at this point. Still got a little to get off, but I got over a week, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, no, you always make weight. Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
Head coach Marcus Marinelli and Alex Cooper, my boxing coach.
Awesome. And how do you see the fight playing out on September 14th? How do you envision it playing out?
Uh, a W.
That's
So
it.
I
Doesn't
think,
matter how. Just yeah, you got to get it done. Yeah.
yeah, I think I'll put on a good performance. I had a really, probably one of the best training camps I had for any fight. So I'm excited to see how that comes into play. Previous training camps never went the way I thought, you know what I mean? So this one I had a lot more time to focus and heal up and just get ready for this guy. So I do feel like I am very prepared and I just can't wait to show my skills.
Is there anything in particular you feel like you've improved on since the last time we saw you? I know it hasn't been that long, but you've also been in the gym for a while, probably refining those skills. Anything in
Yeah.
particular?
Nothing in particular. I kind of don't want to say
Okay,
during the
we'll see it in the
interview.
fight. That's a teaser. That's what we call in this business. So that's interesting. Okay,
But
that's
I never really showed much of my skill set in any fight. I kind of do what I need to do to win those specific fights. So each fighter got their own game plan that me and my coaches come up with. So I'm never I'm not sure what Brandon, my opponent, is studying or looking up right now because I probably won't do none of the things he's seen me do. So I'm excited to showcase a wide variety of things, and I know he won't be prepared for it.
and in terms of this stage in your career, I think some people know, maybe they don't. You messaged me a couple of years ago and you said, I'm going to be the next big thing, and I always remember that. Is this kind of where you thought your career would be at this point? Is getting an opportunity like this to be potentially one win away from a UFC contract?
Uh, yes, I thought it could come sooner, but it's always God's timing. Like if it would have came sooner, now looking back at it, I wouldn't have been. I probably would have been prepared, but now I'm prepared to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Against no matter who I fight, any 135er. So I think God's timing was right on time. I was a little frustrated seeing hella people get opportunities, you know what I mean, that I thought that I deserved, but I can't complain with this timing.
And did you end up watching The Ultimate Fighter, or were you kind of like, man, that was supposed to be me, I can't watch it? Like what would so you didn't end up watching it? No.
No, I didn't watch one episode. I only thing I watched was
Finale.
yep, they just had the finale, so I wanted to see the level.
And
And
what'd you think? Because I know, like I said, you were supposed to be on the show, and so were you, part of you thinking, hey, I could beat these guys? What was going through your head when you're watching that?
yeah, I always think that. But I I want to get rid of this dude Brandon first and have a good performance, and I want the winner of that fight.
Okay, well, there you go.
I forget his name, but
Yeah, Ricky Tercios.
yeah, he a good dude, a tough fighter, and can fight. But yeah, I feel like that was mine,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
No, absolutely
So,
makes sense. Does the game plan change for a fight like this? Just knowing, like, I know you always try and finish your fights, but I mean, that really secures a contract usually, is if you get the finish. Does that change the game plan for you at all, or you just approach this like any other fight?
for me, I have to approach it like any other fight. I don't want to be out there being too extra and getting out of position and trying things that I'm not normally trying in a fight. I think that's where a lot of fighters mess up, not doing what got them there. So I think I'm an entertaining fighter regardless. I like to finish fights. This would be if I'm 5-0, four. I got four straight finishes. So against tough guys. So I'm looking for five straight finishes. So I don't kind of let that stuff get in my head. I know what to expect, and I know the assignment that the UFC is asking for. I just think my style of fighting could be what they're looking for. If by any means I still got to get the W. So
Yeah.
if I don't do what they're looking for, no matter what, I'll still get the W. But I am looking to have an exciting fight.
What's downtime looking like right now? I know the focus is on this fight, but you watching any, Netflix or playing any video games or NFL season's right around the corner, right? So what have you been up to?
Yeah, I have been trying to watch college football recently. I'm an Ohio State fan. NFL, I'm an Eagles fan. So they haven't played yet, but I've been like just playing Call of Duty because that takes so much time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, you got
like,
to dedicate some time to Call of Duty. Yeah.
yeah. So after I just pretty much do that and just hang out and watch TV. I'm not around too many people right now, just because you know how that goes. But yeah, just doing these interviews and TV and duty and eating right and making sure and getting the last little workouts in, tuning up. So I'm not really focused on anything else right now.
How did you become an Eagles fan?
I was born in New Jersey.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people don't know that. I was born in New Jersey. I moved to Canton, Ohio when I was like 5 years old.
Gotcha. So do the guys at
So
the gym give you a hard time because they're probably all Browns fans, right?
yeah, they do. Especially when we play. I actually support the Browns. I've been in Cleveland for 8 years. You know what I mean? Just from college and training. So I do support the Browns. I do support the Indians. I'm also a Mets fan.
Mhm.
So the Cleveland teams are like my secondary teams.
There you
So I
go.
support them, but not when they play my teams.
Love it. Well, we're definitely going to be tuning into this fight. Dana White's Contender Series, Week 3, September 14th. You don't want to miss it. Mo, thanks so much for doing this, man. Really excited to be getting you right before this big opportunity. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Uh, no, I just want to thank my coaches, my teammates, you for having me on here. Thank you to everybody who helped prepare me for this moment. I ain't gonna let y'all down, and tune in September 14th.